After a week of play, we are down to this. It's the championship finals of the 2023 Canadian Lawn Bowling Championships, presented here live from the Juan de Fuca Lawn Bowls Club in beautiful Colwood, British Columbia. As today we'll have the women's pairs final between Saskatchewan A and Ontario A. Eh, eh, Welcome to the Juan de Fuca Lawn Bowls Club. This is John Seitman, joined alongside by 2023 under 25 Canadian men's silver medalist Ozzy Chambers. Ozzy, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very good, John. What about yourself?
Doing well. I wish I could have been playing this afternoon in the big games, but looking forward to be calling the action up here with you for what should be some good games. As this morning we will have, as we mentioned, the women's pairs final as our feature matchup. The team of Jean Rooney and Karen Schlatter, both hailing out of the Regina Lawn Bowls Club. In Regina, 6-3 in the round robin. They were the winners of their matchup against the team of Ontario A, Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepherd. Of course, the champions from last year looking to go one more in their matchup. So they finished up the round robin with 7-2 record. So it should be an interesting matchup, especially as they look for a little bit of a redemption run there against the team of Saskatchewan A. So as we get started here with this end, we see Karen Schlatter sitting just about a foot above the jack, and looks like Elizabeth Cormack gets a good one from Crystal Shepherd to push in for shot bowl just about a foot above jack high. And we'll mention there we have while we get started with this matchup, we also have our three other women's medal round matchups in play. As on ring 3, you'll see it right next door, and we'll probably get the opportunity to go to that one a little later, as it is the women's fours final between Harriet Petuli and Brenda Frank. So that should be a great matchup there. The top two teams in the women's fours battling it out. And on ring 4, that is the women's pairs bronze medal game. The team of Jen McDonald and Claire Day against, I believe that would be Josephine Lee and Serena Mock over there on ring 4. And on ring 5, the Tammy Foster Vino rink, the defending champions out of Nova Scotia, will face off against the legend Shirley Fitzpatrick Wong out of Manitoba. So it should be a good day of bowls here in Colwood. On to Skip's bowls here. We will see Jean Rooney facing 1. So looks like she'll be coming in on the backhand side, trying to draw in. Will be a little bit heavy, so still gets the best. Looks like she's pretty close to getting the best back. Elizabeth Cormack coming in on the forehand side, trying to promote the bowl of Crystal Shepherd, and will do so enough to sit her 2. And of course, Ozzy, it's been a great week here, and what a beautiful complex that we've been fortunate to get to be here at all week here at the West Shore Recreation Complex, home of the Commonwealth Games, of course, here in 1994. And so many things to do here. We may see in behind there's even a BMX competition. There's a zip line. I think we had rugby earlier in the week. So lots of exciting stuff around here. You might overhear a bit of that in behind, as we hear Harriet Petuli getting very into one of the shots in the women's fours final. So Crystal just covering the tee, so forces a big shot here for Jean Rooney, facing what's looking like a count of 2. Final bowl here in the first end. Doesn't get the connection, so looks like it will be a count of what appears to be 1 for sure. So umpire has been called, and so definitely one here to kick off this opening end of this matchup. Of course, we have the games today for the women's pairs will be 18 ends or 2.25 hours, and if we are tied at the completion of that 18 ends, we would play an extra end to decide our champion. Ozzy again, the excellent camera angle here on this measurement. We'll see what the final result is. A update of the first game completed with the first end. It will be a 1-0 lead for British Columbia A over Alberta B in the women's bronze medal game for the pairs. And of course, looks like it will be a count of 2 for the team of Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepard to open up this contest. We'd like to mention there that the 2023 Canadian Lawn Bowling Championship would not be possible without the support of our continued national partners. There, we'd like to thank the Government of Canada, Kukri, and now there's the award store for your continued support of lawn bowling in Canada. And of course, we got to send a huge thank you to the host committee here at the Juan Fuca Lawn Bowls Club. The crew headed by Jack Robertson have been doing an amazing job putting on this great championship, and I believe, fingers crossed, we'll actually get to hear from the man himself there during the men's finals there coming up this afternoon at 1:30, so stay tuned for that. So as we get started there, Ozzy, we have Elizabeth Cormack had Crystal Shepard drawing in a few feet behind. So, Ozzy, unfortunately, though of course you did get to compete in the youth championship out in Regina, you also had the opportunity earlier this week to jump in and play for British Columbia during one of the men's forest games. How was that?
It was a good game against the BCB team, so I had a blast playing for the Kerry Man's team. So.
And of course, Kerry did quite well in this event there. I believe, if I remember correctly, he's going for bronze there today.
Bronze, yep. Just lost the tiebreaker to the Saskatchewan. But.
So that will be exciting to see them try to get it on home ground. So again, we will have the men's pairs and fours medal round games coming up at 1:30 Pacific time. That is I believe that would be 4:30 on the East Coast there. So check your time zones, and hopefully we'll have you here for a great day of bowls from Victoria. So Crystal Shepard holding 2. Karen looking to get some connection on that bowl. Won't do so, but looks like she might have cut them down for a second. So this is definitely a great matchup when you think they're Aussie. Two great championship resumes there. You having a team like Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepherd, the defending champions, won pretty much everything you can imagine. And Jean, of course, a legend out of Regina, having represented Canada many a time, and of course he brought many championships back to Saskatchewan.
There were some great players in this game, so we look to see as the Bulls come down. Should be an entertaining match today.
So Elizabeth Cormack just coming up a few feet short there. It looks like probably about a meter there from where we're positioned. So Jean Rooney will look to come in on the backhand side, adjust a little bit off of the bowl of Karen Schlatter. And of course we saw it during the singles playoffs there that we saw earlier this week. That you have that green patch around the middle of the rink, and it almost kind of speeds up a little bit as you get to where a little bit of the drier patch on the rink. Of course, down to only one green in play here of the four at Juan de Fuca. As Elizabeth Cormack gets a little bit of a bounce and in, holding two. Oh. Hey, so we'll just. Where are we? Okay, so I see that we have a little bit of some comments of that we can't really hear Aussie. So hey, we've just checked the audio there. If you
should be
Aussie,
much better, so
yeah,
should be
good. So we'll good there.
great effort there.
Yeah, it looks like holding one is Ontario A. So opportunity here for Jean to play a similar bowl to her last, and try to land the bowl there of Elizabeth Cormack. Looks pretty close, so looks like they will go right through there.
Should be
So
good.
looks like one out for sure. And a measure on a second. Apologies if there's a little bit of a challenge there in trying to hear some of us. As looks like the announcer over on the BMX course is making their opening announcements for the day. Of course, the West Shore has been quite a busy place the past week. So definitely hold at least a one measure on a second here for Saskatchewan. Oh, sorry, my apologies for Ontario.
One for sure, possibly measuring for the second. Ontario could possibly go up 4-0 after two here. So.
And that would be a pretty good start there. As of course, 18 ends. You don't want to. It may be a long game, but you don't want to let a team get too far ahead early in a matchup like this, especially a gold medal game, as it looks like it'll be a count of two to take a 4-0 lead in this matchup. So we'll just flip the camera over here to the end, close to our commentary position on the balcony here at the Q Center. So we'll see Crystal Shepherd cast the jack. Nice long length here to kick off this third end of play. Update of the games, as we now have every game with at least one end complete, as it will be Saskatchewan with a 1-0 lead. Saskatchewan A with a 1-0 lead over Manitoba A. Two ends complete as it there on the pairs, as we'll see Josephine Lee and Serena Mock 5-0 up on Claire Day and Jen McDonald. And in the women's fours bronze medal game, it will be Nova Scotia 1-0 lead over Manitoba B. So as quickly as we saw the jack cast, it has been trailed back even further. And in Aussie, you definitely see it, a player like Elizabeth Cormack. She's been quite aggressive all week, and probably she's not going to be changing much of anything going into a game like this against a player at the caliber of Jean Rooney.
Not at all.
And of course, it's fun because you're going to see probably one of the more vocal broadcasts of any of the games that we've had this week, as of course, Crystal Shepherd, known for getting quite loud out there, same as Harriet Patulli. Always nice to have a bit of energy in a big matchup like this, as we'll see Crystal goes on through there. Opportunity for Karen to draw one on. Looks pretty close here. Great bowl there from Karen Schlatter. And it's nice to see there. I've already seen some of our competitors, both ones there that are not competing in the matchups today, and even a few of our men's playoff competitors. I see Steve Ogden and Steve Bazanson just came in there. They'll be competing in the men's pairs final coming up this afternoon. I see as well Brandon and Carter Watson over there for Saskatchewan cheering on their clubmates in the women's fours final before they go out and compete in the men's this afternoon against the defending champions, Team Alberta. So definitely a interesting position here, as I think, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, over there it looks like there might be a bit of a downslope toward the ditch, so it might be a tough position to get on this rink.
It is a tough one. It looks tough, so see if Ontario can get a second one to stay.
And honestly, if it comes down, it might be a chance to just slide it right through. Oh, a little bit over. So Jean will take the walk down to the mat end. Probably coming in similar side as Elizabeth Cormack. Yep, coming in on the backhand side, trying to draw. And there will get to the center line, but not enough weight for that one. Looks like Elizabeth Cormack getting close there, and will just
great
get
effort.
through. And like Elizabeth Cormack has been known for some big shots, especially last year to absolutely do quite well in the field in Burlington to get back their championship title. So expect to see her probably come in similar shot to the last, and maybe a hair extra weight to hold it. Looks like it will not be enough, so opportunity here for Jean Rooney to come in again on that backhand side to try to open up the scoring for Saskatchewan. And will come up short, but looks like it will be a count of one. Maybe a measure on a second? And we'll have another umpire call there.
3 for 3.
There you go. And of course, this could be a little bit interesting because I know a lot of times the players are used to playing with no time limit in the medal rounds. Not the case this year, as far as I remember. So we are still playing to a 2.25 hour time limit, like you saw throughout the week. So that being said, these players play at a good enough pace there that you would not expect the 18 ends to take longer than that required 2.25 hours. And they'll go here to the bowl of Jean Rooney's. Looks like it might be a 2. They'll go back. And it is confirmed it is a 2 for Saskatchewan. As they'll close the margin now to a count of 2. So 4-2 lead for Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepherd after 3 here from the Juan de Fuca Lawn Club in Colwood, British Columbia. John Seitman here joined alongside again by the 2023 Under-25 Canadian Men's Silver Medalist Aussie Chambers. Here bringing you all the action from the medal rounds here on these awesome greens, again home of the 1994 Commonwealth Games here. Looks like the bronze medal game over there on rink number 5. Again, some of my East Coast friends will want to be aware of that game, as it will be a 7-0 lead for Team Nova Scotia. A 6-ender in the second end of play. Of course, making a little bit of a lineup change this year after many years of having Debbie Foster there playing for them. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to compete this year. She was here cheering on her girls, though, as Anne-Marie Seitman is in there for them at second. And honestly, you think there what a bit of pressure for my mom coming in as only I believe this will be her 4th national championship, and now she's playing for the defending Canadian champions.
Yeah, no pressure.
So Crystal calling on the ball to come down will push her own a little bit, so holding 2. So Karen coming again on that backhand side, trying to probably get around or push through, but will be a little bit tight. Holding two is Ontario. Don't forget, make sure that I believe we have a whole bunch of people tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, or hey, if you want to send any shout outs there, we'll be happy to take a look at those in the comment section. Ozzy's been following that along for us. Crystal Shepherd trying to draw around. Looks like she's just drawing for some cover. Will be interesting to see here what Jean does. I've seen her potentially play a little bit aggressively at something like this in the past, so potentially we might see her try that again. Trying to get enough, but will come up short. Will sit center line. So might have blocked an opportunity that she may have had to push through on one of her later stage bowls of this end.
Hope that's a better angle for you, John. So. In the rink beside the women's gold medal match, Manitoba A against Saskatchewan A. It's 6-0 after 3.
And it looks like Team Nova Scotia coming out to an 8-0 lead over on the rink number 5 in the women's fours bronze medal game. So looks like that team might be looking to get back on the podium for another year once again.
Oh, great bowl.
Great bowl from Elizabeth Cormack to sit. Looks like a count of 3. Jean will come in on the forehand side with her final bowl of this end. Taking the run down to it. Will she get there? Will push out the bowl of Elizabeth Cormack. So looks like a free draw for a count of 3. If she can execute this to perfection. Doesn't need to be very far off. So looks like a count of 2. So it will be a 6-2 lead through 4 ends of play. Definitely a nice high offense matchup there to kick off the day here from Victoria.
Yep.
Go. We'll adjust the camera angle there onto the end closest to our commentary position. Of course, thanks to the tech crew who helped us get all the broadcasts up and running for you, the viewers at home. We've, as we see, a beautiful bowl there from Crystal Shepherd drawing front toucher. What a bowl. So we'll see there. Karen will come up a little bit short, so she'll look to make an adjustment on her second. So Elizabeth Cormack calling on Crystal Shepherd to pretty much similar bowl. Will block the center line a little bit. Puts it in Karen's eye. And of course, you've had some fun there this week, Ozzy. Not only did you have the opportunity to compete a little bit yourself, you also got the opportunity to do a little bit of coaching and supporting your teammate Ryan Pollard in the singles. That must have been a fun experience as well.
It has been a good couple of weeks here in Victoria, so I had a blast here coaching and giving you guys the play-by-play and also playing a match. So.
And of course, a thank you there to our other broadcast colleagues there, Ryan Stadnick and Laura Seed, that were helping us out there throughout the week. I believe Ryan was headed on a plane back to Ontario, so we wish him safe travels as we see Karen Schlatter. What a bowl to open up this head a little bit. So a good opportunity for Jean coming up with one of her first bowls. We'll see Elizabeth Cormack probably try to come in on that forehand side, try to lock it down again. Yeah, coming in on the forehand side. Looks good from here. Great bowl to hold her too. And we'll see now. Looks like probably you'll see Jean come down again on similar side, try to get a little bit of an edge. So Jean coming in on the backhand side here, so a little bit of swinging your hand. Will she get there? She will. What a bowl from the multi-time Canadian champion, Jean Rooney.
And then if you want to get some gates in, we'll get that gate run here in just a couple of seconds. So you can head up there and get some gate practice last stint as well. Snapchat though, we'll get the grill going around 11 o'clock. I believe they still have pancakes.
So we'll see here Elizabeth Cormack trying to get an edge, will not do so. So one shot right now to Saskatchewan. So Jean just asking the position of the front bowl of Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepherd. So about a foot above Jack High. So that's sent her over to the backhand side, forehand side. So Ozzy, I guess if you were Elizabeth Cormack right now, down the one, but probably with some good position, what would you be doing right now?
Just get a little tap on that green bowl there, that's all. No chop and lie.
Yeah, and she has a good position there for that, so that she can probably come in on that little bit swingier backhand side, similar to what Jean threw on her bowl.
We have our 13 plus, and then an all girls category, and then ages 9 to 12, and then 8 and under for prizes.
Final bowl here for Ontario A. Down 1.
This is our Evelyn Ames Memorial double point race.
Looks pretty good. Nope, we'll be a little bit wide. So Jean with a little chance here to probably play a similar bowl to her last and try to snag her deuce.
And we'll do all 3 rounds of half trackers after our flag lap, and then we'll head upstairs to the gate. Rounds from the gate.
So final bowl here in end number 5. Of course, an 18 end game here this morning in the pairs. Jean stalking that bowl up the green. Looks close. Looks like she did enough. So it will be appears to be a count of 2 from our angle up here. And it will be looks like definitely 2, and looks like we're now, is it 4 for 5? 4 for 4 there? Actually, no, 4 for 5 there because we're in the 5th end.
Yeah.
There, so it will be at least 2. Count for a third here. And honestly, it could be a case of a little bit of tactics of just slowing the game down a little bit, especially with a little bit of momentum going in the favor of Saskatchewan. So, as we'll see the umpires measuring over their update of the other games, as it will be Saskatchewan in A with a 9-0 lead over Manitoba A in the women's gold medal game. Josephine Lee and Serena Mock with a 8-2 lead over Jen McDonald and Claire Day on rink number 4. Of course, Claire, our women's singles champion there from earlier in the week. And Nova Scotia maintains an 8-1 lead over Team Manitoba B. So it looks like, there we go, count of 2 confirmed by the officials. So there we go, 6-4 lead for Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepard. We'll see what I still see that we will just move over here. Ozzy, can you speak a little bit there, just so we can get a little bit of a quick sound check for you there?
I think it's pretty good, but from what on my end, but we'll see.
Yeah, potentially we yeah, there you go.
Great
Yeah,
first.
oh. Yeah, you go.
It's a great first bowl there from Saskatchewan.
And Sue, we really appreciate that. Again, if you are looking for BC, that is a 8-2 lead for Josephine and Serena. And I see there someone looking for the score of the Manitoba and Saskatchewan game, potentially, depending on the speed of the games. We're going to try to get as many of the games that we have here in progress with some coverage on the big screen Of course, some of these games might end a little bit earlier than the normal 18 ends in the pairs or the 15 ends in the fours, because of course games in the playoffs can be conceded before the completion of the ends if it becomes mathematically impossible. Great bowls here from Karen Schlatter. Some great leading there from Schlatter out of Regina. So Crystal probably going to be coming down.
With a little weight here, so
There. Yeah.
looks on target, so
Pretty close.
good connection.
An unfortunate result there. Oh, I see here Zoom Zoom. I believe that's one of the ones from Quebec there that is commenting. We're trying to also keep a little bit lower vocal volume because we're so close to the green that the players can actually hear us. So we're trying to keep it down a little bit so then they can focus on their matchup. We'll try to keep it loud enough there so that the viewers at home can hear everything going on from both of us.
Yes.
We'll make sure that the viewers at home can hear the dulcet tones of Ozzy Chambers there.
Yeah. We will try, as the BMX competition did just go underway, so.
And of course, between that and potentially hearing some zipliners, probably it should be a nice and busy day here at the West Shore. So Elizabeth Cormack down 3, it looks like, in the head. So she's definitely going to want to try to play onto that front bowl. Looks close. Moves a bit of it around. Doesn't look like it changed much. So Karen looking at some opportunity here. So measure for sure. So you'll see Jean try to come in on that backhand side that she's been playing quite well throughout this match. Looks like it is close. Will just come up a little bit tight. Apparently, I've been told that we just need to get you a bacon sandwich and you'll be as loud as we need.
I am a very simple man, so Ryan's not wrong.
Oh, good shot there from Elizabeth Cormack. Looks like probably sitting at count at 2.
Looked like a good possible trail here for Saskatchewan.
And yes, that would be Jim Roth that you probably saw there. The Zoom that would be one. He's been one of the assistant head umpires, I believe, this week, alongside George Kubis and his crew. We thank him and all of the umpires this week for doing a great job throughout this competition. Looks pretty close here, Jean Rooney. Good shot there. Looks
Great
like she might have
ball.
gotten enough to sit her 1. And of course, this is an interesting matchup because you'd expect with two teams of this caliber that this would be a really close matchup. But again, like we said earlier in the broadcast, it was a little bit of a lopsided scoreline in the round robin encounter. Of course, Saskatchewan with a win 32-4 in that round robin matchup. But again, bowls is one of those sports on any given day any team can win. And it looks like it will be a tight encounter here for these two teams here on the road to a Canadian championship. So final bowl here for Elizabeth Cormack, probably facing one. Looks like she might be a little bit on the high side.
Oh.
Might have gotten a bit of a fortunate result. There might be enough. Crystal taking one out of the head. That might be Saskatchewan.
I believe it was 2 for Saskatchewan there. So
Yeah, it looks like 2. So deadlocked at 6 apiece after 6. Neither team. Oh, looks like it was a 1 there. Our first single point of the matchup. Oh.
6-6.
Oh yeah, it looks like that Elizabeth Cormack correcting stuff there after I just updated my scorecard. So 6 all tie through third of the way of this matchup. Again, 18 ends or 2 1/4 hours. If we're tied, we would go to an extra end. And we'd like to take a moment to thank Kukri Sports Canada for being the official national team kit supplier of Bowls Canada. Kukri is a leading global sportswear provider dedicated to delivering superior products and exceptional service, driven by a deep understanding of the athlete's journey from grassroots to performance sport. And we'll look forward to seeing the Kukri gear on the members of our Canadian national team headed to the World Championships, of course, starting up in a few more days there in Gold Coast, Australia. Some of them that both of us have gotten the opportunity to play against over the years. On the women's side, the team features Ryan Bester, John Bazier, Rob Law, Owen Kirby, and I'm trying to remember who. Oh, Cameron LaFrenz. I should remember that. My own provincial colleague.
Yeah.
And on the women's side, the team features Kelly McKeerhan, Jordan Koss, Joanna Cooper, Emma Boyd, and Bailey Van Stein. So we wish them all the best of luck as they go for gold for Team Canada. Great bowl there from Elizabeth Cormack's lead, Crystal Shepard. To sit shot bowl just about a bowl and a half above Jack High. And of course, if any of our viewers are interested, this upcoming week, I believe it would be August 28th at roughly 1:45 a.m. Atlantic time, 12:45 Eastern. It will be the women's fours national team against Australia in the feature game on the World Bowls live stream. So stay up for get a nice little cup of coffee and stay up for a late night of bowls, cheering on our national team. So Karen now sitting a count of, well, looks like 2. Crystal just going on through. Will it hold? It will not. And it's actually quite neat there. It's with a little bit of all the stuff going on around the club. The club, it almost gives a little bit of a feel, almost like some of the Australian bowls clubs. So a little bit of the music and excitement and everything. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
So Jean coming in on the backhand side. It has had some trouble for all the teams with trying to get around on that. Will come up a little bit short and wide. Looks like the official photographer coming up to get some high in the sky angles there of all the action. We thank Julie for all of her hard work there. Smiling for a quick photo there. And looks like we'll, as well, if you want to see any of the photos there, Bowls Canada's been putting a whole bunch of them up on their Facebook page, and I believe the Wandafuko Club website there also has a whole bunch of them as well. So take a look at those. There was a lot. I know she was taking a lot of team photos there yesterday as players started to wrap up the round robin.
Yes. Another great bowl by Jean there.
Sitting a count of what looks like 2 in a look, probably 3. So Elizabeth Cormack looking to navigate that front. Will it get there? Will just roll to the side. Might have not changed much on what Jean's shot should be here. Final bowl for Saskatchewan. Looking close. There we go. What a bowl from Jean Rooney. So that looks like a count of at least, that will be a count of 3. So Elizabeth Cormack will come down to take a look here. So Ozzy, if you were Elizabeth Cormack now, that you're now facing 3, facing a lot of pushing momentum from the team out of Saskatchewan, what would be the call for you right now?
Backhand drop, possibly, I would say. Looks like she has enough room to still get in.
And one of the main challenges that we've seen with this hand is definitely that little bit of a holdout. So she's going to need to have enough weight to have it navigate that path. But it should be a good shot there. So we'll see if she goes with what you suggested. Looks like she will. Final bowl for Ontario. Down 3. And we'll go through. So looks like we will see our first lead of this matchup for Saskatchewan, as it appears to be a count of 3. So 9-6 lead for the team out of the Regina Lawn Bowls Club. And we'd like to give a huge thank you to the Government of Canada through Sport Canada for their support of the 2023 Canadian Lawn Bowling Championships and Bowls Canada as well. Their continued efforts to support the growth of the sport of bowls in Canada is so important for everyone in here at Bowls Canada and throughout the lawn bowls community, so we thank them for all of their support. Updates of the games is we now hit about a third of the way through all the matchups. Team Saskatchewan maintains a 11-2 lead over Manitoba A. So this is Saskatchewan A over Manitoba A in the women's gold medal game, 11-2 after 6. It looks like another continued lead for Team British Columbia A. That is Josephine Lee and Serena Mock. Josephine, of course, the longtime champion on the indoor circuit. They're coming back to the Canadian Championships there in the women's. She had a great run in the singles there, going out in the quarterfinals, but now she holds a 14-2 lead alongside Serena Mock in their matchup against Jen McDonald and Claire Day. And Nova Scotia maintains a 9-2 lead after 6 in the women's fours bronze medal game. So Crystal Shepard holding shot pole, a few feet above Jack High. Apologies if you might be dealing with a bit of background audio. There's doing some announcements at the BMX competition just behind us, so we'll do our best to keep you in the loop as we keep going through here. A good bowl from Karen Schlatter will just go right by. So opportunity here for Crystal Shepard as she looks to try to draw at least a third. Looks close. Oh, great bowl as she draws front toucher. Great shot from the defending champion. So we'll see Jean probably, honestly, she could play a little bit aggressive at this there because she has the receivers.
She most likely will.
Looks pretty good. Will she get the connection there? She will not. Looks like she drew a second though, so that's a good result there for Team Saskatchewan. So I see some of the questions that are coming in through my personal social media there. If any of the ones from Nova Scotia are wondering, it's 9-2 lead for Team Nova Scotia in the bronze medal game. We'll keep you in the loop on all of the games as they get closer to their conclusion. But we still have a lot of bowls left there, Aussies, before we get anywhere near determining our podium finishers. Oh, looks like there Elizabeth Cormack just bumping up one of the bowls of Crystal Shepard. So looks like it's kind of 2 probably. Yeah.
2 in a look pot. Most likely 3 from our angles, but as I'm getting some personal questions on mine, they're asking about what bowls most skips here are using then.
And actually, I can tell you that one because me and Anna went to go down and talk to the players before this game. Jean Rooney is using a Henselite Tiger 2. Elizabeth Cormack going for a little bit of an interesting choice given the speed of the green there, playing with Taylor Vectors. So, and then you can tell that both leads have been quite even because they've been pretty much using the exact same bowl as Karen Schlatter and Crystal Shepard, both using a Taylor Ace. Just different size bowl. I believe Crystal using a size 4 and Karen using a size 0.
I would say the Taylor Ace does play pretty good here, as that is the bull that I use. So
I do as well, and I tend to agree that that was playing quite well for me throughout the event. And of course, the green conditions have been so good that even a bowl like the Ace, which is normally some people would say it would be about a medium bias bowl, has been curling quite wide actually. So big bowl here for Jean Rooney, looking for some connection on the shot bowl. A little bit of movement. She will just be a little bit wide, so it looks like a count of 2 right now for Team Ontario. So Elizabeth Cormack getting called down to the head by Crystal, looking to find a way to manufacture their multiple. Question is, I guess it's the position of the back bowl. If she draws that, actually plays onto that bowl of Jeans, could that bring the side bowls into play? Those 2 there that Elizabeth Cormack has on the side. That is a good question.
I would say no, because Jean has one behind the jack.
I'm just unsure from our commentary position as to how far back that bowl is. Either way, it looks like it's going to be coming on the forehand side. And we'll go through. So that should be, if we're correct from the position that we are, a count of 2. Waiting for official confirmation there. Will be a count of 2. So a 9-8 lead for Saskatchewan after 8. And we'll send a huge thank you to Nothers, the award store, who are the official awards provider of Bowls Canada. For more than 50 years, Nothers, the award store, has been a supplier of awards and recognition products to sports organizations, schools, professional associations, corporate markets, and service clubs. And Nothers has the capacity to serve everything from national championships to local leagues with custom medals and awards, signage, and promotional products. Thank you, Nothers, for supporting the 2023 Canadian Lawn Bowling Championships. And we'll look forward to seeing their medals on our winners coming up during the closing ceremonies later this afternoon. So as we see there, back to our feature game. Crystal Shepherd drawing a beautiful one there, about bowl and a half above jack high. So we'll see there, Crystal coming in again on that, on the forehand side. Won't get in enough, but weight was pretty good. Karen looking like she's coming in on that nice forehand line. Will get there enough. Looks like it had exactly the weight the line she needed to throw. Looks like Crystal coming in once again on that forehand side. Will she get enough? Looks like she has. And it will be a count of 2. Great shot from the lead for Team Ontario. So final bowl here for Karen Schlatter, looking to navigate that front port or bump. The bowl of hers up. Won't get down in time. So looks like 2 shots in favor of Team Ontario. So I guess Ozzy is probably forehand a little bit, try to play down onto that similar bowl there of crystals.
Yeah, she also does have the backhand, just resting her front one, so see if she does. And I believe she will go with her forehand there, as the bowl just got delivered.
And of course, it's a bit of an interesting position because she can't really go for anything that would have a risk of jack movement because that would all go to the favor of Saskatchewan. So Jean heads down to deliver her first of this end. An update as we have our first game at the halfway mark of their game, as it's a 16-2 lead for Josephine Lee and Serena Mock over on rink number 4. A reminder to, if you have any questions or comments, make sure to put them in the chat. We'll try to do our best to answer any of the comments that you send along our way. They're, of course, either from me or for Ozzy.
The media there, apparently Bob Barker has passed away at age 99 today. Bob Barker, the price is right. Everybody knows Bob Barker.
So Elizabeth Cormack
99.
coming up a little short, as apparently it sounds like we're hearing the news of the passing of Bob Barker, the former Price is Right host, at the age of 99, according to the announcer over at the BMX course.
Wow.
An iconic member of the entertainment community, as we see Jean Rooney coming up a little bit tight. Looks like it will be a count of 2 in favor of Ontario. So it looks like that will probably not change much for Elizabeth Cormack. So she'll come in on that forehand side. She's been playing quite well all game.
As Ontario's last bowl comes down, this score in this game is 9-8 for Saskatchewan A, as Ontario holds 2 in the head right now.
Looks like it will be the forehand side. Little bit aggressive there. Won't come down in time. So just drawing the tee. So probably making the assumption that Jean will try to play down the line, try to double out the bowls of Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepherd there, sitting 1-2. So big opportunity here for Jean Rooney, the former Canadian champion, looking to get back to the top of the mountaintop of Canadian women's pairs bowls. Looks pretty close. Will she get there? Looks like she came up just a little short, as it looks like a count of 2 in favor of Team Ontario. So a 10-9 lead for the team of Cormack and Shepherd at the halfway point in this matchup. And of course, as we get started with this next end, of course, we mentioned about the World Championship coming up. We also have in a very short time just after that, it will be the World Bowls Champions from Club Urbina. Of course, we had our singles championship earlier this week with Pat Bird and Claire Day as our champions. They will be going to next year's championship at a location yet to be determined. But this year will be Pat Bird and Jordan Koss that will be headed to Club Urbina to play in that event. Of course, that one featuring, I believe it's like 34 different nations playing off for the title of champion. So we wish Jordan and Pat all the best of luck as they go for gold in that big championship coming up soon. So Crystal coming up a few meters through. Looks like it's about a meter and a half through from our position. So Karen Schlatter trying to get it to come down, and it's in that spot of the rink that we've seen so many times that it goes through the greener portions of the rink, and then honestly starts to pick up a little bit as it comes toward the jack. So definitely something to keep in mind for both teams as they reach the halfway point in this matchup.
Some score updates. Nova Scotia against Manitoba B in the ladies' fours. Bronze medal game is 9-4 after 7. BCA against Alberta B in the ladies' bronze pairs, 16-4. Saskatchewan A against Manitoba A in the ladies' gold. It's 12-2 after 7. And your featured match is Ontario A against Saskatchewan A, as it is 10-9 after 9 for Ontario A.
And of course, we'll do our best to keep you in the loop throughout this matchup. Of course, there will be games start to come to their conclusion over the next little while, and ideally, we'll try to do our best to watch out for the games as they start to conclude. We might be able to get some championship moments in addition to the feature game. As we might have just seen, I believe Shirley Fitzpatrick Wong going full running up the green. So Karen Schlatter here back in our feature game. She drew one nicely in the sit shot bowl, coming up just short on her final bowl, but covering the shot bowl just above jack high. So Elizabeth Cormack probably coming in on the forehand side. So coming in here, Elizabeth Cormack looks pretty close. Will she get down? She will not. I see there the comment there that I just saw from Jenny Myers. I'm just using the same pronunciation there that I've heard many times there of Jean Rooney's name. Of course, Jean, long-time national representative, and of course her husband Keith, also a former world champion, alongside the great Ryan Bester. Of course, he was competing earlier this week and was also umpiring while here in Victoria. So Jean going through, so still sitting 1 though. So Elizabeth Cormack looking to adjust on this bowl here. Try to score another point and open up a little bit more of a lead.
Great effort here. Possibly pushing it to 2 for Ontario.
And probably does get it out into a bit of a more open portion of the rink for Jean Rooney, where she's been playing that backhand side. She should be able to swing it around to the shot bowl.
Yep. Gotta be careful though, because it's in the dead spot now. So gotta have the perfect weight here to draw it in. As Jean does not look that far off.
Looks close.
Amazing bowl.
What a bowl from Jean Rooney. Oh, looks. And a nice thank you to the BMX competition as they were just announcing our national championships on their PA system. So thank you to them. Got a huge round of applause from our bowlers on this side of the fence. So back to our feature game here. Elizabeth Cormack facing a count of 1. Looks like it might be a little bit light. Will come up short there. So sitting shot bowl is Team Saskatchewan looking for a chance out of multiple there to try to take the lead back in this matchup. Jean taking that very methodical walk down to the head that we've seen her so many times. Final bowl here in 10. Jean Rooney. The Skibit team Saskatchewan looking for her deuce. Looks might be a little bit hot here. Will go through, but it will be appears to be a single in favor of Team Saskatchewan to deadlock this game at 10 apiece. So 10-10 after 10 there, Ozzy.
It is. So we got 8 to go, which I believe we are just over the hour and 15-minute mark. So,
and honestly, it's a case now that pretty much neither team has had much of a difference between them throughout the first half of this matchup. What do you think the keys to the game are now for either team if they're going to get over the line over the next 8 ends?
probably looking to grab the lead and play very conservative, as Ontario and Saskatchewan are going back and forth here, as there are some great goals from our leads.
And there really hasn't been much of a difference in these two teams. Of course, that last end, the only single of the matchup so far, as the teams pretty much traded deuces throughout the first 9 ends of this contest, as we saw there Karen Schlatter open up this 11th end, drawing about 4 or 5 feet up. Crystal Shepard drawing about a foot and a half behind. So, opportunity here for Karen Schlatter. Adjust a little bit on that bowl of hers, but will just pretty much be repeating the same shot. Crystal will look to draw a second here. Comes up again about 4 or 5 feet above jack high. So Karen will look to try to play around the 3 balls at the front, try to grab the shot and grab potentially the lead in this matchup if she can get there. Will it be enough? It will come up, looks like just over a mat above. So Crystal looking to make the adjustment needed on her last. Will she reach enough? Looks like she has. Will sit her too. And of course, a reminder once again, if you're in the area here in Victoria and Colwood, make sure to get on down here to the Wanda Fuka Lawn Bowls Club to cheer on the players in these crucial medal round games. Of course, we're halfway through the women's medal rounds there, but the men's, of course, starting at 1:30 Pacific time. I believe, if I remember correctly, the bar might be open over there, and I believe that they also have some sandwiches and other goodies there inside for anybody wanting to purchase those. As Jean Rooney, what a bowl! And you got to think that Jean's been one of the major X factors in this matchup. Just playing those really excellent draw shots that we've been known for seeing her make for years. Of course, she's one of the ones that is probably one of the few people in Canada that can say that she's won pretty much every title you can imagine. I think the only title she might have not won was the triples back when it was a majors event.
Yes.
And what a bowl from Elizabeth Cormack. Lands it to sit a count of 3. So expect to see Jean play back down similar to her last. Try to rest Elizabeth Cormack's bowl just behind Jack High. Looks like she might be stalking this one up the green enough. Will it get there? Will just fall a little bit short. Fortunately, I think we can talk a little bit louder because, of course, they're already having a bit of the sound coming from the BMX course there just behind the club. If a mix of that plus a zip line or two can't distract the players, then I think we're fine here in the commentary booth. Final bowl here for Ontario. Elizabeth Cormack. Oh no, sorry, my apologies. That was the second bowl there for her. Draws some good position. About 3 feet above Jack High. So probably playing forehand side. Try to probably pull up her own bowl about a roll there to probably make it in the count.
I believe so.
So we'll see how this one goes here for Jean Rooney. Final bowl here for her in end number 11. Looks pretty close. Will she get there? Will be just not enough. So it could be. Yeah. Oh, looks like they're going to declare this end. Honestly, that's pretty much what I was just about to think, because I guess in this instance, there's probably more harm in throwing that bowl, and now you can get the jack length back and try to dictate the second half of this matchup. So 11-10 lead, Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepherd, Ontario A. Of course, Elizabeth Cormack out of the Pickering Lawn Bowls Club, Crystal Shepherd out of Willowdale. Oh, Dave Vino looking for an update of his wife Tammy's game over in the ladies' bronze medal match. It is a 9-6 lead for Team Nova Scotia. They're through 9 ends of play, so getting close to the third half of this, sorry, the final third of this matchup. And I see there John Ferguson. We only have a scoreboard on one end of the green. Of course, we have volunteers manning the scoreboards, and we appreciate them for all of their hard work throughout the week there, because I know some of them went right from marking during the singles championship to flipping here during the pairs and fours. So Crystal drew one just within a foot behind the jack. There, the second bowl there coming up a few meters in behind. Karen looking to make the adjustment. Maybe she was looking for the bowl, but we'll go through there. So we'll see here Crystal Shepherd try to play in on that backhand side. Make the adjustment on her last. Will do so. So sitting 1-2. We've been fortunate there throughout the week, of course. I haven't had much of an issue there with any air quality items there, as we've, of course, BC has been having major problems there with the wildfires over in the Kelowna region. We are thinking of all of our bowling community over there. So hopefully some of the rain that we saw yesterday here might be headed their way to help out the first responders in that area. Yeah, there was quite a dramatic image there the Kelowna Lawn Bowls Club posted up of their club and the fire situation in the outskirts of their area, and it was definitely quite a nervous scene.
Yeah, it's pretty sad to see those photos. So we wish all our best to all the people up in Kelowna, as well as the bowler and the club up there. So.
Yeah, they were, of course, the home of the 2012 Canadian Junior Championship, if I remember correctly.
I believe so.
That was the championship the year before I started in the national scene, so didn't get a chance to go to Kelowna. Hopefully one of these days. So back to our feature game here. Jean looking to come in on the backhand side. Ends up bumping up the bowl of Karen's. Might have put it in a good position. So Elizabeth Cormack going to try to pretty much play that shot ahead of Jean and try to trail it through, but will just come up a little bit wide. So Jean on her second, looking to try to make that trailer sit first.
Yeah, with Ontario delivering their last bowl, they look to possibly add a third or fourth to the head. So.
And we totally agree there, Sue. The marking and flipping, you definitely get to have the best seat in the house. Here's an idea there. Just try to get closer to the microphone there. As I see Steve saying there that they're still having a little bit of trouble hearing Aussie, so we'll do our best. And then probably we'll try to get a sound check in between this game and the gold medal games for the men's events coming up later. So unfortunately, our normal broadcast colleague there, Jake Shooknet, couldn't make the trip this year. So we're doing our best up here to bring the action to you from Victoria and the Wanda Fuka Lawn Bowls Club. So we'll see here. Umpire has been called. That's about
5 of 7?
5 of 7.
5 of 12.
Yeah, 5 of 12 now. So we'll see Jim Roth head onto the green for this one. Looks like a little three-way measure here. A crucial end here as we hit the second third of the matchup. Because right now, if it stays like this at the back and forth, we might end up seeing a little bit of extra time later in this game. That would be quite a neat thing to see, because it's been quite a while since we've had an extra end in a championship game. One of those actually being the last time it was, actually, I think it might have been involving this team, because it would have been 2013 in West Vancouver, the big game between Ontario A and Alberta that year. I still remember it was the most dramatic moment of any live stream broadcast we've probably ever seen, because they brought Nick Watkins and George Kubis out to do the measure in the extra end for the win. Waiting for an indication from the players there. And it will be a count of 3 for Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepard. So that will be a 14-10 lead in favor of Team Ontario A over Saskatchewan. 6 ends remaining in this matchup. We'll give an update of the other games there. Ozzy, how about you give us an update of the other games so that we can inform our viewers at home?
So it's 10-6 for Nova Scotia over Manitoba B in the ladies' bronze medal game. 19-6 after 13 for BCA in the bronze medal game for the ladies' pairs. And 14-5 for Saskatchewan A over Manitoba A in the lady gold. And your featured mat today is Ontario A against Saskatchewan A, and it's 14-10 after 12 for Ontario A.
And it's actually neat to see there. I just realized with the women's pairs bronze medal game, it's actually quite a neat situation, because you actually have a little bit of a rematch from the singles championship. As leading up, you have Claire Day leading up against Serena Mock.
Yes.
That was quite a nail-biter of a contest. I know they played quite well against each other in the I believe that was the semifinals there. Of course, Claire eventually going on to beat Jan Robinson in that championship final. So again, we are here at the 2023 Canadian Lawn Bowling Championships, and the championship would not be possible without the support of our national sponsors. We'd like to give a huge thank you to the Government of Canada, Kukri, and Nothersy Award Store for your continued support of lawn bowling in Canada. And again, this is John Seitman and Ozzy Chambers here for all the action here today from the Wanafuka Club. Of course, the home of the 1994 Commonwealth Games. Some very amazing championship history on this Green A here from Wanafuka, and looking to add to another legacy of here with a championship run for some of these teams. I believe, if I remember correctly, 4th time that this facility has held a Canadian championship. You may be able to tell me if I'm wrong there, Ozzy. I think I remember seeing a thing in the clubhouse there with it.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be about. Yeah, because the last time was 2017, I think.
From here, yeah, and I played in it, so it was good.
Yeah, because that was the last time that the majors was here. Of course, the Canadian Youth Championship was fairly recently as well. It was 2019 that event was here. Some great memories for bowlers of all ages as they have gone for gold over the years here in Victoria. And as the players head to the mat, looks like it will be one shot in favor of Ontario. We'll mention that if your club might be interested in bidding to host this event next year, of course, exciting stuff coming with the new formats there. We'll encourage you to if your club's interested, get to the BCB website to put in a bid. All the information's there, and they encourage you to get your city involved and your local tourism organizations involved, so you can put forward a bid to host this event in 2024. I know the crew here at Wanafuka have had a great time hosting this event, and it's a great opportunity to grow the game in your area. Hopefully this will be a great legacy for the people here in Victoria, and hopefully in 2024 for your club, wherever you may be. So Jean coming up surprisingly short here. Maybe trying to be a little bit delicate with that front bowl maybe, and just came up a little bit off compared to what she's been. There.
Great effort there.
So Jean coming in again on the backhand side. Looking for a little bit of an adjustment. Ends up pretty much the same line, just a bit heavier. So I believe their final bowl for Ontario A, holding their single. Probably trying to block the raise there for Jean. Final bowl here for Saskatchewan here in end number 13. And she will come up short there. Will come up just about over a meter. Appears to be close. Looks like a count of one, at least from the position that we are. And the umpire has been called again there. So it must be closer than we thought. So is that George Kubas out there?
That is George.
There we go. Yeah. Of course, the long time head umpire there for Bowls Canada, and so he'll be making the determination of this one. George, always a great supporter of the sport wherever it may be, and always a good one, whether it be answering questions there for the players should there be any question on the rules. He's always been a leading authority on that side, and also a really nice one when it comes to encouraging the players there from wherever you may be coming from to compete in this event. So going over from one bowl of Saskatchewan's over to the bowl of Ontario's. Back again to check, and it will be Ontario with the single. So it'll be 15-10 lead in favor of Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepard. The Ontario A team out of Pickering and Willowdale. So getting closer to the ends of this matchup. I see there the team of Josephine Lee and Serena Mock up 19-8 after 14, so that game might be getting closer to its conclusion. In general, the pairs games have been finishing up a little bit quicker, so we'll try to, once this game is complete, move over as quickly as we physically can to the fours contests on rings 3 and 5. But we'll keep you in the loop of all the action from right to the last bowl here from Victoria. So Karen coming up probably a foot and a bit short. Still enough to sit shot bowl. Oh, it looks like Crystal just asking for Jean to move over a little bit. Of course, lots of players use many different ways of determining the line for wherever they may use for aim. I don't know, Ozzy. I've probably not looked at it as much, but what type of way do you use there when you do you use like a point on the bank or just a point in front of you, or I've seen so many different ways.
I use them anyways, but sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and throw it.
Yeah, that's where I've actually heard it. I think it was Aaron Sheriff. It was one there from, of course, the iconic Australian Jackaroo. He's been known to actually just use it by feel. Like he'll go on the mat just how it looks like it should be, and then just adjust from there. It'll be interesting to see how he goes against some of our Canadian superstars. I know Cameron LaFrenz was looking forward to potentially getting to face him in the World Championship. There looks like Crystal Shepard moving a few bowls around will sit shot bowl. So Jean calling on Karen Schlatter to play in on the backhand side. Enough to draw a shot.
Damien, Nitro New, and Nixon. These runners looking quick. Thompson, Daniel, see that rhythm set. That's Damien right now, all front. That's
Looks pretty good there. Will just come up a little bit short. But great effort there from Karen Schlatter.
15 effort, motor number 17, the final motor of round 1. We got Graham, Craig, Cohen, Harrison, and Tristan. That looks like Graham Campbell right now, out front.
So we'll probably see Elizabeth Cormack come in on the backhand side, pretty similar to what we've seen from both teams throughout this contest.
Graham Campbell out front, yeah, he's being chased down by Cohen and Tristan. Harrison in the mix now in that 3-spot line though. Graham Campbell getting your 5 by full finish line. This is getting close.
First to 3 here from Elizabeth Cormack, as we expected on the backhand side. Gets through the spot there and looks like she's close. And the familiar yell of some great shot Cormack from Crystal Shepherd. Update of the game over on 5, as I know that some of our Maritime viewers will be interested. A 12-6 lead for Team Nova Scotia over Manitoba B with 4 ends to play. I know the Team Foster will be very excited if they're able to hold this lead to get back to the podium once again. Jean coming in around. Looks like she won't get back to the jack, but will draw a good position. Elizabeth Cormack looking to come down on that backhand side. So it looks like we'll see a hand change here from Jean Rooney. Playing in on the forehand, so a little bit of a faster side. Will come up a few meters short. She'll look to adjust on her last bowl. Elizabeth Cormack trying to draw at least a third, will come up a little short. So Jean will come and take a look. So I don't know about you, Ozzy, but I feel like probably she'll be sticking with that forehand side. Either try to land the bowl of Elizabeth Cormack or maybe try to trail the jack back to your own.
You're down 5 with, you're down 2 in the head at least, so wouldn't be surprised if Jean plays a little trail here to possibly get a 3 count.
That would be a big shift in momentum of this matchup. Final bowl here in end number 14, Jean Rooney. Looks like she's coming on the backhand side with some weight. Raises her own, will not get there enough. Unfortunate result there for the Saskatchewan champions, as it will be 2 in favor of Team Ontario. The 17-10 lead has been quite the run the past 4 ends, as we've seen 7 unanswered shots for the first time in this matchup after going pretty much even back and forth.
Yes, it's a very close game.
But again, anything can happen. Lots of bowls left to play, so expect an exciting conclusion to this matchup. So we'll see here. Looks like a little bit of a shorter length than what we've been seeing from Team Ontario. And what a good bowl there from Crystal Shepherd. And again, it's really been a battle of the leads here with this one, as Karen and Crystal have been playing exceptionally well here this morning.
They have.
Like I know, I think it was Alex Scott during the Canadian Bowler was mentioning there that Crystal Shepherd's always one there that has impressed him, because pretty much every time she comes into a championship, it doesn't matter how long it's been, she just comes in and plays extremely well, and she's been showing it throughout this week as they've been looking to defend their championship, and looks like they're on a good possibility to do that once again.
Yes.
In contrast to that, of course, Jean Rooney and Karen Schlatter out of Regina, they're also quite a strong team, and they proved many times throughout this event that they can really rally back when times get tough. Definitely agree there, Steve, that the battle of the leads has been the difference. The past 4 ends there with Crystal really showcasing that first bowl effectiveness, like I know Ryan Stadnick was talking about during our singles broadcasts. And a big bowl needed here from Karen Schlatter. Looks close. There you go. What a bowl from Karen Schlatter, as the jack will get to the edge of the plinth. Probably would have wanted that to get that little bit further, but and I'm sure you could probably agree with me there. The plinth board's quite thick compared to what you may see at other venues.
They are very thick here, so
that probably was a factor in that jack staying on the green. So could it be an opportunity here that Elizabeth Cormack can play that backhand side with a little bit of aggression and maybe sink this? If she can do that, that would be a major factor leading into the end of this contest.
looks pretty good weight here. Just a bit short. She does play to the tee.
And it's honestly one of those positions there that not as many people tend to practice as much, that spot in between the tee line and the ditch. But many times, as you can see here with a game like this, that can be a major difference in a championship matchup.
It is very. So.
Oh, as we see there, Jean coming to the mat. Look, update for the East Coast viewers, there is 16-6 lead for Nova Scotia over Manitoba B as they look to make their trip to the podium. 3 ends remaining in that matchup. Jean looking to navigate that backhand side. Will she get there enough? Oh, it will just go by. Pretty much expected Jean to play that type of shot a little bit aggressively there. Focus on sinking the jack because that would really make it much tougher on the team of Cormac and Shepherd.
Looks like it's a bit the same weight, so I believe it's only one Saskatchewan. Possibly a tape on the second.
Yeah, you'll probably see them come down again on that side. Looks close here. Just needs to get past the bowls there of Elizabeth. Cormac will do so to sit her two. What a bowl from Jean Rooney. And honestly, you have to think that given the momentum the past 4 ends, this is a crucial one for
Saskatchewan, yes.
Team Saskatchewan as they look to keep their hopes alive of a gold medal.
Yes. As Ontario's last bowl comes down, a little chip in front of their own bowl.
And that's a bit of an unfortunate result there for them, as it still leaves the open drop. Just got to beat that bowl that was just pushed, just thrown, and that should be enough to score your 3.
Yes. Jean doesn't look that far off, so.
Looks pretty close here. Jean Rooney out of Saskatchewan will just go by, so it looks like a count of 2. So that will make it 17 to 12. So 5 shots the margin with 3 to play. Well, looks like we might have our first medalist coming up very shortly, as the 17th end in play for the women's pairs bronze medal game that currently has Josephine Lee and Serena Mock with a 20 to 12 lead after 16. So Alberta looking to score to keep their hopes alive. Of course, down by 8, they need to score at least a 3, or this game would. Score at least a 2, because they have the possibility of drawing the matchup if they score a 2 and a 6. So we'll keep you up to date on that. So Karen Schlatter with a great bowl, just about a foot above jack high, inside a foot. Crystal already calling it to be that it's a bit heavy. So looking for a little bit of an adjustment there, Karen Schlatter. And looks pretty close there. We'll just go a little bit through. And I tend to agree with the BMX guide there. I feel like there's going to be as many close finishes here as there is over on the course behind us.
Yes, very great bowl.
It's a great bowl there from Crystal Shepherd. So Karen Schlatter looking to adjust on this. Her line was pretty good. Jean calling on it to hold. Won't do so. So holding shot, bowl Team Ontario.
now, Ethan Nitro New, Damien Captain, Nixon McDonald. This is moto number 16. Ethan Nitro New, you're 54, airing it out. Damien in that.
And thanks, Ralph Ellis, for sharing this, and we'll look forward to seeing as many of our viewers as we can for the afternoon matchups coming up as well at 1:30 Pacific time. That would be, I believe, about 4:30 there where you are in Ontario. And make sure there are any of our viewers there, make sure to share this with your friends so that we can really showcase the sport at its highest levels here in Canada to wherever your friends may be. So on to Skip's bowls here. Gene Rooney facing a count of 1 there.
Graham Campbell is hitting that front set. That's Graham Campbell out front right now. Enviro Racing sitting 2 and 3. I believe that's Cohen and Tristan. So we got Craig in the mix and Harrison.
It looks like she might be a little bit narrow. Will it hold enough? Won't get there. We'll probably sit a third from our commentary position.
34. Cohen, 28. Tristan. Craig and Harrison at 62. Whew. Holy moly. All right.
And I know, Ozzy, one thing that's been quite good there for all the players there over the past just over a week there, in addition to being able to bowl on the excellent greens here at the Wandafuka Lawn Bowls Club. They've been having many of them get the opportunity to tour around the beautiful region here. Lots of stuff to do in the Victoria and Colwood regions. I know Braden Campbell and Liam and Raymond from my fours team were looking forward to getting some golfing done there today. They were headed out on the 9-hole course just on the other side of the street from the club.
That's good. That's very good by them. So
I know they were planning on tuning into our broadcast from the golf cart. Oh, and looks like Tammy Foster-Vino making a beautiful hit there on the bronze medal game, so we'll keep you up to date on that as much as we can. So Elizabeth Cormack coming up, but just over a meter short. Update of that game on 4. Looks like Alberta got what they needed to keep this game alive, as it will be 20-15 final end in play there against British Columbia A. But British Columbia A will have the last bowl, looking to get on the podium here in BC. So Ozzy, if you're Jean, you're probably what do you think that she's gonna do here? Probably forehand, maybe.
backhand.
Oh, sorry, backhand. Yeah. Looks like will be backhand. So, got to navigate around those bowls there of Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepherd's about a meter above, but that hand swings enough to get there.
She's not that far off.
So final bowl here for Elizabeth Cormack, and number 16 here from the Wandafuka Lawn Bowls Club. Women's pairs final here at the Canadian Lawn Bowling Championships. Looking like Cormack will come up a little bit short. Will it? It will be enough for the single, so it will be a margin of 18-12. With 2 to play, so that's 6 shots of difference. So a must-win end here for the team of Jean Rooney and Karen Schlatter if they want to extend this one to an 18th end. And actually looks like we might have a few games come to their conclusion quite quickly because it is currently a 17-6 lead for Team Nova Scotia over on the women's fours bronze medal game. So it could be mathematically out of reach for Team Manitoba, but still a few bowls left to be played here, Ozzy, as we look to determine our medal winners here. So, getting started with this end here, Elizabeth Cormack's lead here. Crystal Shepherd bringing one just a few feet behind. Need a big bowl here from Karen Schlatter. We'll trail the jack back a little bit. We'll settle jack high. And a reminder, stay tuned with us there as at 1:30 Pacific time there, 4:30 in the Eastern time zone. It will be the men's finals there. We will confirm closer to as to officially who will be in those feature games. So as we see Crystal Shepherd drawing one just behind Jack High there, sitting shot bowl. This is a crucial bowl here for Karen Schlatter. Looks like she will execute that to perfection. Well done. So I suspect there, Ozzy, if you're a Team Saskatchewan right now, you're probably looking for at least a 3 here, if I were to guess.
At least, yeah, it would be some good cushion for them to try and grab the game here. As Ontario is just looking to win this end to get themselves as the champions.
And what a bowl from Crystal Shepherd. Moves the jack out into the open. The shot bowl still does appear to be Team Saskatchewan. Of course, like we mentioned there, it will be potentially one bowl the difference there that could make Cormack and Shepherd your champions, as we have our first medalists, as we'll see Josephine Lee and Serena Mock with the win over Alberta. So that is one medalist on the podium already determined now. We'll be getting closer to determining a few more here very soon. So back to our feature game here. Elizabeth Cormack looking to draw in on the forehand side to shut this game down. It's a tough spot there because it gets into that green patch toward the middle of the rink. So you almost have to play it with a little bit extra than what you probably want. So Jean Rooney here with her first of 3. looking for the trail, try to score her multiple. Looks pretty close here. It will just be a little bit by. So about 2 meters probably the difference there for Elizabeth Cormack. Looking close here. And it looks like she'll hold just behind, but still shot ball belonging to, appears to be a measure, but from here it looks like I would tend to favor Saskatchewan. Looks pretty similar there. Jean Rooney, what a bowl. Draw shot, bowl. So close on a second. So Elizabeth Cormack will come to take a look. So gotta think here that there might be an opportunity to play a little bit of an adjustment on her last bowl. Probably take off a few feet, and that should be enough to be in. A 3 would open the door here for Rooney and Schlatter, as it looks like we will have our champions of the women's fours, as it will be the team of Harriet Petuli, Rachel Larson, Eileen McClellan, and my apologies there, Heather Howard. They're so out of Regina and the Nutana Lawn Bowls clubs. So congratulations to them, as they are your champions, as they'll celebrate with a win over Manitoba. So only 2 games left in play here, as we'll see Jean Rooney looking to draw this off, try to score multiple. Is it there? Looks like she'll just score a single shot. So we'll just look there. There will be an update of the game. Looks like final end coming up over as well on rink number 5, so we'll try to get that to you as soon as the game here concludes, as Team Nova Scotia up by 8 with 1 end to play. So it looks like they'll be getting close to a gold, to a bronze medal over there. I know my mom was very nervous coming into today there, with it being her first medal round game at the national level, so she'll be ecstatic if this lead holds. Oh no. That was unfortunate there for Karen Schlatter, as she unfortunately has a wrong bias there. So we'll need every one of these ones to count from here on in. So Shepard drawing about a meter through.
Available at the registration window. We got 2 minutes left, and then they're closing it for 50-50. So 2 minutes left, and then they're closing it for 50-50.
Schlatter drawing a little bit through, so keeping that very similar to what we've seen. I know Terry Scott always talks about the effective zone there. Give your skip the opportunity by having the bowls in behind. So Elizabeth Cormack, definitely happy there with Crystal Shepherd's result here. Drawing shot bowl. And a great result there from Karen Schlatter, drawing shot bowl just a few feet behind. And you got to think there, the whole second half of this matchup there, Aussie, like that whole four ends there from ends 11 through 14 probably was the difference there in this matchup for the team of Cormack and Shepherd. With the 7 unanswered. So Jean Rooney looking to get some magic going here to keep her hopes of a national title alive. And we'll be ready quickly there once this game reaches its conclusion to move over the cameras to ring 5. If my friend Ozzy here will be able to quickly zoom over there as we're down to our last 4 bowls, but we'll try to get the celebration once that does occur. Whether it be a win for Cormack and Shepherd or an extra end. As we see a bowl over there on ring 5, Jackie Foster. What a bowl to draw a foot behind Jack High and pretty much seal the win for Nova Scotia. And Elizabeth Cormack with a great bowl, draws just inside of a foot above Jack High. So, Jean Rooney looking to... Oh, and actually, we won't need to worry about that, the update there, because it will be a final over on ring 5 as Team Nova Scotia will clinch the win. They will win the bronze medal here from Victoria. Super excited there for my mom there for her first national medal. She'll be ecstatic to be coming home on the podium as it will be a final here. The bowl sails by and it will be the team of Elizabeth Cormack and Crystal Shepherd with the win over Sask A. What a performance to defend their Canadian championship. So Ozzy, any final thoughts there before we close off the broadcast and get ready for the men's medal rounds coming up at 1:30.
There was a great effort by all the provinces here this week as they showed their top bowlers and their effort on chasing Canadian Championship, as Ontario A ladies got the gold medal there with the Saskatchewan A's ladies with the silver, and BCA with the bronze medals in the ladies pairs. Saskatchewan A for the ladies fours got the gold, Manitoba A got the silver, and Nova Scotia got their bronze medal.
Yeah, so there we have it. That is your finalists, your final medal podiums there. Ontario A with the gold medal win in the women's pairs, silver to Saskatchewan, and BCA the bronze. And fours, Harriet Petulli and her crew out of Saskatchewan with the gold, Brenda Frank and her team out of Manitoba with the silver, and Tammy Foster Vino and her crew, the defending champions, take out the bronze medal in the women's fours. We will be back with you at 1:30 Pacific time. That is 4:30 Eastern time for any of you tuning in from the East Coast, as we will have the men's medal round games, as it will be, I believe, the feature games will probably be our gold medal games, of course. The pairs finals will be the team of Steve Ogden and Steve Bazanson looking for their 5th Canadian Championship, as they'll face off against Dave Anderson and Jeff Harding of Ontario. And that we'll also see the team of Alberta A, that's Pat Bird, Francis Standen, Mike O'Reilly, and John McDonald looking to defend their Canadian Championship against the powerhouse young guns out of Saskatchewan, Jonathan Petulli, Carter Watson, Brandon Watson, and the legend out of Regina, there Murray Petulli. So we will sign off until 1:30 for my broadcast colleague Ozzie Chambers and everyone here at the Wandafuka Lawn Bowls Club. This is John Seitman signing off from Victoria. We'll see you back at 1:30.